Hello, welcome to the second lesson on our series Ending on a High Note. I just want to take a quick minute to go over a couple of things. So far in our first lesson, we've talked about our weekly plan sheet, and hopefully you've printed that planning page off so that you can utilize that to schedule in your personal appointments throughout the season, as well as any concerts, events, holiday parties, dinners, get-togethers that you might be planning on going to during the season. And then you're going to schedule times to do the lessons, and then you'll know what time you have left to tackle the one goal that you're going to get done before the end of the year. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So we've scheduled our time, we've set our weekly planning pages together so we know what we're going to do and where our time is going to go each day. So the next thing we want to talk about is the goal. So I asked each of you when you signed up for the series to identify one thing you needed to do before the end of 2014. And some of you identified a couple of things you needed to do before the end of 2014, which is fine, but I challenge you to pick one goal that absolutely has to be done before the end of the year. It's non-negotiable. It's got to be the one thing that you get done above all else before the end of 2014. And that's going to be the goal. Now, let me encourage you with this. Make sure that you pick a goal that can realistically be done in the next 4 weeks. It's December 2nd today that I'm recording this, so we have got about 30 days left in the month, 29 days left in the month. So we've got just a little less than a month to do the goal and to get there. So pick something that can be done during that time frame. You know yourself better than I do. You know your work schedule. You know what free time you've got to spend on this. So be realistic. Don't try to save the world in 30 days. You'll just be setting yourself up for failure. The other side of that is don't set the goal too low to where you don't feel like you've accomplished anything when the ball drops at midnight. At the end of the year. So think really carefully about that. What is it you want to do? What can you realistically do in 30 days? This is what we call a short-term goal, meaning something that you can do in a very short period of time. And it may not be all that you want to do, because obviously there's other goals that you want to achieve, but getting that first goal done is so critical to seeing yourself accomplish the next goal and accomplish the next goal and so on and so forth. That one goal really spearheads you for success. And so what is the one short-term goal you're going to accomplish in the next 30 days? The next thing I want you to do is to take a piece of paper out, and I want you to write at the top what that goal is. What is it? What is it that you're going to do? And then I want you to think of 5 to 6 action steps that you have to take in order to see that goal completed. So let's just say, for instance, one of your goals is to get all of your customer data that you've collected through sales and through appointments and whatnot, to get that into some sort of an organized format, to where you can follow up on reorders and you can reach out to them when it's important, or when you're having a promotion or a sale. So that's the goal. The goal is to get that organized. Your action steps could be to put together all of the information in one spot. Maybe you've got stuff on your computer, maybe you've got stuff written down in folders, maybe you have things written on receipts and some sort of a computer program. So one of your steps could be that you need to get it all into one location, one spot. Then maybe you need to alphabetize it. Maybe you need to create a form or a template in order to put all that information on. Maybe it's setting up a spreadsheet in Excel. Whatever it is, you set the action steps and know that when all of those action steps are completed, you will have reached the goal. That is the key, because what happens with a lot of people when it comes to trying to achieve goals or get something really important done is that we focus just on that ending spot. We know we've got to get to the finish line. The problem is that when we don't get to the finish line within the same day, we get frustrated and we get sidetracked and we get distracted and we let all kinds of things in our lives kind of become this deterrent, and we never really stay on path, or we never stay on track. And then we get to the end of the month and we think, oh my gosh, we haven't done anything to get where we want to go, or we haven't accomplished any part of our goal that we were setting out to achieve. And so to alleviate that sort of wandering aimlessly through the month, these action steps keep you on focus. These action steps are what take you from point A to point B all the way to point Z, so that you know your goal is completed. So that is super important. I challenge you as part of your hour or so today with this lesson to sit down and do that. And don't overwhelm yourself with a mile-long list. If your list has to be more than 9 or 10 things in order to get that goal done, then you're actually working on a goal that will take longer than 30 days to achieve. We're thinking about something that can be done in about 6 steps in order for you to get that 30-day goal done. Anything bigger or more than that, you're going to find yourself falling short of time. So keep it simple. Think about those steps and don't overanalyze it. You don't have to have everything in place in order to start this list. You don't have to have everything in place in order to actually get the goal done. It's just starting to take those steps in the right direction and heading in the same direction until you get finished. So that's my challenge for you today. That's the lesson for today, is to really take time to, number one, write down your goal. What is the one thing you have to do in 30 days? And then number two, to write 5 or 6 action steps you have to take in order to see that that goal is completed. And then the last thing I want you to do is to look at those action steps and schedule them in on your weekly plan sheet. If your first step is to gather all of your customer information to be in one location, then you schedule an hour or 2 hours, depending on how much you got to do. You know better than I, but you pick amount of time, you schedule it on your weekly plan sheet. We've already put the plan sheet together, so you know what time you have available. Because the weekly plan sheet's been put together, you won't have to worry about scheduling time to work on putting your customers together in a time frame that you may actually be preparing for guests to come to your house. This is why the weekly plan sheet goes hand in hand with setting your goals and keeping you on target. Hopefully you can see how that works together. The other thing with that too is you won't find that that you'll be distracted to work on personal things or other business things if you've got 2 hours scheduled on your plan sheet to actually work on this particular action step. And then you're going to schedule action step number 2, and then you're going to schedule action step number 3, all the way through the next couple of weeks until you get the goal done. Now, if you've got a lot of extra time on your hands and you can do more than one action step in a week, great. You'll reach the goal that much sooner. But don't try to push too much into 1 week, because I guarantee you, with all that we have going on during the holiday season, with all the other things that you need to do with your business outside of just this one goal, I think probably finding an hour or 2 a week to spend on a specific action step for this specific goal is probably going to be just about what all we can handle. And that's okay. We're not trying to conquer the world in 30 days. We're just trying to conquer this one goal. And so hopefully you can see there are a couple of key elements that are really crucial here. One is the weekly plan sheet, scheduling the time to not only find time to do the action steps that you need to do and do the work you need to do, but also looking at the amount of time that you have available to spend on this goal or to spend on your business or any other aspect in your life. And then you've got the goal setting process, where you've established something that you're going to accomplish. It's a commitment item to yourself that this is what you're going to do by the end of the year. Super critical. And then those action steps are those action steps is what is going to get you to the finish line in that 30-day time period. So all of those elements work together. There's not a piece of the puzzle that can be missing. They all go hand in hand. If you choose to not schedule the time for the action step on your weekly plan sheet, it will never get done, or it will never get completed. Or you might get action step number 1 done, but you won't get action step number 2 done. And then you'll be frustrated because you're not really making any headway on that goal, and then the goal goes flat, and then you throw it out the window and say, I can't do this, this isn't working, Christy's crazy. I might be crazy, but I know this process works, okay? And then if you choose to, avoid doing the weekly plan sheet altogether, then you're just going to be wandering through your week, and more than likely your schedule is going to run you instead of you running your schedule. And that's actually one of the biggest pitfalls that happens to women in business, is that we don't have control of our schedules. And so the weekly plan sheet helps you in that, and you can utilize this process, the weekly plan sheet process, the goal setting process, the action step process. All of these processes can be used used over and over and over and over again, no matter what part of your life you're trying to tackle. If it's a personal goal, if it's a fitness goal, if it's a financial goal, or if it's a goal for your business, this process works in all aspects of your business. So this is a huge lesson you're learning. Not only is this helping you finish 2014 with great success and with great laser target focus, man, we are really on point. But this is also something that you can take with you into 2015 and really help get you where you want to go as the new year starts. So hopefully that helps. As always, if you have any questions at all whatsoever, don't hesitate to email me. The information's in the lesson, or you can reach out through our Facebook group, which will be established later on this week. So have a great rest of the week. I'll be really anxious to hear from some of you. I would love to know what your goal is and what your action steps are. And I challenge you, send those to me, email them to me. That'll help give you some accountability to what it is that you're doing and what you want to accomplish. For now, have a fantastic week, and we'll be talking to you soon.